Hello and welcome back to my channel Study with me. Today we shall listen to MNR-001 section 4.3 block 1 unit 4. It's been a long time that I uploaded, so I was little caught up, so sorry for that. So I hope that I can I will be able to continue with these uploads now again on a regular basis. So let's get started again with the course. So today we will listen to section 4.3 land reforms, section 4.4 green revolution, section 4.5 chemical fertilizers, section 4.6 quality seeds, and section 4.7 irrigation, section 4.8 farm implements, and lastly we will have check your progress too. So let's get started. Section 4.3 land reforms. At the time of independence, three types of land tenure systems prevailed in the country: the zamindari, mahalwari, and rayatwari. They differed in mode of payment of land revenue. Zamindari and Mahalwari have exploited farmers, as it created a class of zamindars who did not cultivate the land themselves but were getting the cultivation done by labor. Such labor depended on zamindars for dwellings, food, and other needs. After independence, the land reforms were basically taken to stop exploitation of actual tillers of the soil with the following objectives. Number one, to remove impediments to increase agricultural production as were faced in the past. Number two, to eliminate all types of exploitations and social injustice within the agrarian system to provide security to the actual tillers of soil and assure equality of status and opportunity to all sections of the rural population. Attempts were made to abolish the role of intermediaries, to reform the tenancy conditions by making regulation of rent, security of tenure, and ownership rights to tenants, to distribute the land, to consolidate land holdings, and to introduce cooperative farming. Ceiling on agricultural holdings was done. A statutory limit on the area of land an individual can possess was fixed, including existing holdings and future acquisition. This is based on local conditions of the states in economical or uneconomical lands. The land ceiling is helpful in providing land to landless persons who may work with better zeal and produce more by increasing the productivity. The fallow land is brought under cultivation. Cooperative farming has also been followed for better production. This has been a big step in improving the socio-economic conditions of village people. Now, we will go to the next section, that is section 4.4, Green Revolution. A team of experts sponsored by the Ford Foundation was invited by the Government of India in the later half of the second five-year plan to suggest ways and means to increase agricultural production and productivity. The necessity was realized due to the need to increase agricultural production in the face of continuing stagnation of production on one hand and rapidly increasing demand on the other. The team submitted its report entitled Indian Food Crisis and Steps to Meet in April 1959. This report suggested increasing production and productivity in some selected regions of the country with emphasis on use of modern inputs like fertilizers, credit, marketing facilities, etc. The government introduced an intensive development program in 7 selected districts of 7 states in 1960, and this program was named as IADP bracket Intensive Area Development Program. The selected districts under IADP were required to have assured irrigation, minimum hazards like floods, drought and soil erosion, use of fertilizers, plant protection measures, and easy availability of agricultural credit. The program was implemented in West Godavari, Shahabad, Raipur, Tanjavur, Ludhiana, Aligarh, and Pali. The first 4 were selected for rice, the next 2 for wheat, and last one for millets. 8 more districts were added in 1962 to 63. This program was later extended to all states by selecting one district from each state for intensive development. In October 1965, the program was widened to 114 districts out of 325 in the name of Intensive Agricultural Area Program. The period of mid-60s was very significant from the point of view of agriculture. New high-yielding varieties of wheat were developed in Mexico by Professor Norman Borlaug and his associates. As a result of this, production of wheat per hectare rose to the high level of 5,000 to 6,000 kg in Mexico in 1965. Taiwan also recorded almost similar yield. These high-yielding varieties HYV required proper irrigation facilities and extensive use of fertilizers and pesticides. Accordingly, these were introduced in the form of a package program. Dwarf high-yielding varieties of wheat like Kalyan Sona and Sonalika were developed using Nordin dwarfing gene. In 1965, on the initiation of Shri C. Subramaniam, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, 250 tons of wheat seed of important varieties Lerma, Rojo 64 and Sonora 64 were imported from Mexico. The area under dwarf high-yielding varieties of wheat was increased from 4 hectares in 1964 to 4 hectare in 1971. This could give 20 to 30% more yield. The farming area was continuously expanded and multiple crop cultivation was encouraged. The term Green Revolution was coined in 1960s when improved varieties of wheat resulted in quite high yields as they were more responsive to controlled irrigation, chemical fertilizers, and better plant protection measures. Later, new yielding varieties of rice and maize were also developed, increasing the yields tremendously. This was followed by continued expansion of farming areas and double cropping system. The value of seed with improved genetics was realized. The Green Revolution resulted in a record production of 131 million hectares in 1978 to 79. The yield per hectare was increased by 30%. Besides advantages, the Green Revolution has created some problems. To arrange the required inputs, farmers often went into debt. Many small landholders and landless farm workers migrated to urban areas. Assured irrigation has created problem of salinization, waterlogging, and lowering of water tables in certain areas. The pesticide residue problem increased due to more use of pesticides. The Green Revolution in agriculture has affected both agricultural biodiversity and wild biodiversity negatively as it depended more on a few varieties in each crop. Next section, that is section 4.5, chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizer is an important input in increasing agricultural production and has played a vital role in the green revolution. By 1980, India had more than 100 fertilizer factories manufacturing urea, ammonium phosphate, and potash. The utility of chemical fertilizers was realized due to drought in 1950 and 51, which created food shortage resulting in import of huge quantities of food grains. Three important fertilizer manufacturing ventures are Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative Limited IFFCO 1967, National Fertilizers Limited New Delhi 1974, and Shriram Fertilizers and Chemicals Kota 1963 to 69. The installed capacity of urea has increased from 1.53 lakh tons in 1970 to 71 to 20.1 lakh tons in 2001 to 2. Similarly, phosphatic fertilizers production capacity has also increased from 0.4 lakh tons P2O5 to 5.25 lakh tons P2O5. The fertilizer consumption has increased from 2 kg per hectare in 1961 to 91 kg per hectare in 2001, which increased the food production from 83 million tons to 211 million tons during the same period. Emphasis is being given on biofertilizers like nitrogen fixing bacteria, phosphorus solubilizing bacteria, blue-green algae, vermicompost, etc. Organic farming is being preferred these days. Now we shall go to the next section, that is section 4.6, quality seeds. In any crop production program, pathogen-free quality seed is a must. Farmers used to select, save and store seeds for sowing. Issues on seeds were reviewed by a seed review committee in 1968 and subsequent committees. True seed and plant parts used as seed attracted attention. Seed certification started. For quality seed production, National Seed Corporation 1963 and State Farms Corporations 1969 were established. Indian Seed Act was passed in 1966 and seed rules were framed in 1968 to control quality of seed. Indian minimum seed standards were fixed in 1971, which were revised in 1988. The parameters of seed quality were genetic purity, free from other crop seeds, weed seeds, inert matter, seed moisture, seed germination, and seed-borne pathogens. The seeds are classified into nucleus seed, breeder seed, foundation seed, and certified seed. Nucleus seed is the basic seed developed by the concerned breeder. The breeder seed is produced from nucleus seed by the breeders. From breeder seed, foundation seed is produced, and from foundation seed, certified seed is produced. The breeder seeds are produced by agricultural universities, SAU, and institutions. The foundation and certified seeds are produced by state seed corporation as well as SAUs and institutes. Seed certification is done by state seed certification agencies. There are seed testing laboratories in states. The seed replacement rate is 2 to 80% in different crops, but the average is only 15% in the country. Efforts are being made to increase the seed replacement rate. Now, the next section, section 4.7, irrigation. Water is an essential component in crop production system. The selection of crops in a region is based on the availability of water. Collection of rainwater and its utilization at distant places and different times through canals is an age-old practice. The area under irrigation has increased and the efforts are continuing to increase it further. In 1950, net irrigated area was 20.6 million hectare, which was about 27% of the total irrigation potential of the country. Large dams were constructed like Bhakra Dam, 1948 to 63, Mayurakshi scheme on Mayurakshi River, 1946 to 56. Hirakund project on Mahanadi River, 1948 to 57. Damodar Valley Project on Damodar Valley, 1950 to 58, Rihand Dam on Son River, 1952 to 62, Tungabhadra Project on Tungabhadra River, 1945 to 54, Kakrapara Project on Tapti River, 1949 to 55, etc. A number of large dams are still under construction on important rivers. They not only provide water for irrigation, but are also used for electricity generation. Irrigation is being done through open wells and tube wells also. Small and large watersheds are made in villages or a group of villages to collect rainwater and use it in Kharif and Rabi season as per need. Sprinkler and drip irrigation systems have been evolved to have better water use efficiency. It is particularly helpful in undulating rain-fed areas. About 70 million hectare area is irrigated, but two-thirds area is still rain-fed and efforts are continued to use available water further. Projects on joining of rivers are being planned to have better utilization of available water. Last section for today, that is section 4.8, farm implements. In early days, farmers used to develop implements as per need. They used plows, hoes, sickles, etc., which are modified from time to time. Their place has been taken over by farm machines like tractors, cultivators, seed drills, harvesters, threshers, combine harvesters, etc. Machines have been developed looking to the need of special crops like sugarcane, potato, groundnut, etc. for planting as well as harvesting. For seed industries, special machinery has been developed for processing, cleaning, storage, packaging, etc. Production of tractors started in 1961 to 62 in India, and later several manufacturing units started working. The mechanization enabled farmers to change their cropping pattern, preferring more profitable crops. Now that we are at the end of section 4.8, we will now listen to our check your progress 2. Note A. Use the spaces given below for your answers. B. Check your answer with those given at the end of the unit. Question 1. Why high quality seed is necessary in crop production? Question 2. What is the role of chemical fertilizers in crop production? Question number 3. How more area could be covered under irrigation? Thank you.